This week we're back in Dawn's garden, and I just want to pause and look at this beautiful combination of plants that she's used. We've got this monarda growing through this Stipa tenuissima, and the Stipa is an evergreen, so you'll see the colour changes as it moves through the spring, summer and autumn, and then these monarda will die back in the winter after they leave their kind of biscuity beige flower heads. It's a great combination. This grass will be very happy growing in this gravel border, and it propagates itself really easily. And talking of propagation, it's a great time of year to take cuttings from many different plants. The first thing we're going to propagate are these strawberry plants. The first thing I'm going to do is remove these faded flowers that didn't actually form any fruit. These need to be removed as close as the base as possible. You also need to remove all these faded leaves, which should just pull off. These runners are the way in which strawberries propagate themselves in the wild, and we're going to take advantage of this thing. We can remove this piece of old stem, and then under here small roots will start to form. So what we're going to do is place this into a little pot of compost, and you can peg it down with a bit of paper clip which has been bent like a pin. Insert that in, make sure it's in good contact, pop it in there, water it well, and in about 2 or 4 weeks it'll produce enough roots so you can sever it from its parent and you can pot it on somewhere else. Propagating your own plants is a great way of getting a garden full of flowers for free.
This is an hardy annual, cracking little plant, gorgeous glaucous purplish foliage and lovely purple flowers which the bees adore. It's quite easy to propagate. Last year in autumn I let it go to seed, collected the seed and then overwintered it. Popped it in the fridge in a paper bag, then I sown it in spring.
As well as springtime, hardy annuals can be sown now between August and October. And all you need to do is take a handful of compost in a pot and sow these quite large seeds individually. And put in around 5 seeds in this pot, or 6, and just press them down with your finger. A sprinkling of soil on top, and don't forget to label. And you can pop those in the coal frame, keep them well watered, and then when they germinate, prick them out, pop them on. You can overwinter them in the coal frame, and then you'll get earlier flowers and foliage next year. I've just taken a piece of this lavender, it's lavender vera, and it's about 10 centimetres long, and I'm just going to, if I could borrow those secateurs, just remove a part of this plant underneath the node, just there, and I'm just going to cut it and remove these lower leaves. Just insert that into the pot, firm it well, and put it in the coal frame and water it well. And I don't think we're going to need to water it at the moment. We're going to do the rest in the potting shed. You were doing some berberis cuttings last week when we came, but we didn't get round to showing me how to do them. How would you take these kind?
Okay, Okay Lee, this is classed as a semi-ripe cutting, and this I'm going to do a mallet cutting, so it is actually semi-ripe wood just starting to firm up at the base. But I'm going to actually cut a little bit of the old wood off to give it some more energy and a better chance of taking.
Okay.
I'm just going to snip this here. This is a good time of the year to take it as well.
And what kind of berberis is this?
I think this is Harlequin. It's Thunbergia Harlequin, I think it is. So it's about 8 to 10 centimetres long. So again, you cut it just so it's like a mallet. It's mallet cutting. Remove the bottom leaves because they'll rot off when you plant them up. That's the one at the bottom. That's about ideal size, like that.
Okay.
I've removed the soft tip because you don't want that to rot. And also, I'm just going to wound the bottom leaf.
And what does that do?
It's just opening up the cambium layer so it forms new adventitious roots. So just removing little. I'm going to do both sides on this.
Okay.
Literally, that's plenty.
Excellent.
And then you just pot it up. I'm not going to bother with rooting hormone powder, you don't really need it.
Okay.
And obviously, here's one I prepared earlier. I'm just going to push that in like that. And then you can either put a little cloche over it or a bag. It's got no roots, so it can't take moisture up at the moment. So you're making like a little microclimate. You want to put it not full shade, but you don't want full sun. You don't want it, because obviously it can't take any moisture up. And that's it, quite simple really.
Excellent. That's all we've got time for this week. Join us next week when we'll be back out in the garden looking at various pests and diseases. But until then, have a great gardening week.